The past few years have been absolutely disastrous for Disney at the box office. We've seen them losing hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions. A lot of people estimate it's way more than that. And it's hard to think that they're wrong. When you look at numbers like this is just in the last calendar year from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving. Take a look at this. Strange World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Little Mermaid, Elemental, Indiana Jones, Haunted Mansion, The Marvels, and now Wish. All of them lost money for Disney at the box office. The only thing that has a chance of breaking even was Guardians of the Galaxy. And based on the $250 million production budget, $150 million marketing budget, it looks like that barely squeaked out a profit when it was all said and done. Some of these movies, like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, that lost approximately $250, maybe even $300 million for Disney. And the Marvels is well on its way to doing the same. And now Disney is trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out what could possibly be wrong at our company. Well, they just admitted in their own SEC filing that they actively commit themselves to causes that are brand risks to them, that their fans, that families, that audiences, they don't want anything to do with it. They don't want to be associated with that, and that's part of the reason that they're leaving. The Walt Disney Company admits consumers' positions on Disney's environmental and social goals often differ wildly and present risks to our reputation and brands. All right, so basically, they're telling their investors that what they're doing with their social goals, pushing the woke ideology and their agenda, that is harming their reputation, that is harming their brand. It's something we've talked about for years, especially over the last couple, with all the things came out about the critical race theory stuff, with all the leaked Zoom calls about people admitting to trying to indoctrinate your children in a not-so-secret gay agenda. These are the things we've been talking about, and Disney is now admitting it openly to their investors, that the thing that they prioritize is harmful for them. The key takeaway from the SEC report is that Disney, as required by law, is warning investors that its social goals are more important than profits. There's such a thing in a statement of various risk factors the company may encounter, explains That Park Place, which is where we got this initial headline from. Shout out to That Park Place. All the obligatory legal way to avoid people later saying you never warned us about this. In other words, in this annual report, Disney must warn stockholders and potential stockholders of the risk these investors are accepting if they hold or choose to purchase Disney stock. Here's the key takeaway hidden within a pile of Disney's corporate speak. Essentially, they talk about, hey, the success of our business is based off what people want and what people are engaged in, blah, 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 all these things. Let's read the last part here. Further, consumers' perceptions of our positions on matters of public interest, including our efforts to achieve certain of our environmental and social goals, often differ wildly and present risks to our reputation and brands. Read the above bolded part again. Not going to do that. Then read what's below, where Disney admits there's a massive price to pay for alienating more than half the country with its promotion of homosexuality, transgenderism, and various adult sexual fetishes. It's hard to not phrase it like that when you see the kind of stuff that they're pushing even in their parks at this point. Consumer tastes and preferences impact, among other items, revenue from advertising sales, affiliate fees, sub fees, theatrical film receipts, blah, blah, blah. They're admitting that the way they're perceived by the audience when it comes to pushing a social agenda, when it comes to pushing woke ideology, they're admitting that has had a massive impact, that it does impact them and that it's had a massive impact. And then they go on to talk about all the losses they've had in these different areas, the decrease in impressions, the decrease in audiences turning up or tuning in or subscribing or whatever it may be. This is Disney, as they're legally required to do, admitting that their agenda is precisely at odds with their audience, that they've driven people away because they've become so inherently political and an activist company. That's what they are. That they went to war with the state over a law because they wanted to defend degenerate teachers' right to sexualize kindergartners. That is now how Disney is viewed by people, and that's one of the reasons they're suffering so much. That's why you have bombs like this. That's why these family movies that are coming out, like Haunted Mansion, like Wish, like Strange World, even though I would never let my child watch something like that after what we know is in there, right? That's why these movies are failing in such a big way, because families are not going out to support Disney anymore. And why would they? When they're basically fucking admitting that, yes, what we push drives people away. It has been a bad couple years for Disney. 2023's box office was probably even worse in terms of losses than 2022 was. It is an all-time bad scenario for them, and they're desperately trying to dig themselves out of this hole. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like fans or families specifically will be coming back.